It's Australia, like most things big and scary. Um, what's up, everybody? J-Time here.
And I'm Pantattack.
Welcome to Throne Thoughts, the channel where we discuss the thoughts that we had on our thrones. So, all right, Zach, what do you got for us today?
My question is, how big do snowflakes get? And just to preface all of this is, I'm going to ask you, Justin, how big do you think snowflakes get?
Well, I'm pretty sure the biggest snowflakes I've seen are like half an inch.
Okay. I'm assuming all of those were in Alaska, correct?
Yes, they were.
Yeah. Yep. So a lot of you don't know, Justin and myself, Zach, are from Alaska. It's kind of interesting, he said about a half an inch, because the average snowflake is anywhere from 0.2 to 0.3 inches in most general areas around the country, around the world. But they're a little bit larger in areas which have lake effect, which...
Lake effect? I've never heard of lake effect.
Yeah, so some places they call it the Chinook effect, other things like that. Canada gets the Chinook effect really bad. That's actually why Canada's a lot colder and they get a lot worse snow than we do in Alaska, and also why in the Great Lakes area they'll get worse than we do. But even Alaska, we get a little bit of it. And in areas where there's lake effect, you'll get anywhere from 0.5 to 0.8 inches on your larger snowflakes. So yeah, it's pretty interesting there that you got that right on the head there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Personal experience. But how
that.
big do you think the largest snowflake ever recorded was?
Oh, well, if the bigger end of the spectrum is 0.8 inches, I'm going to say twice that roughly, and 1.5 inches.
Prepare to have your mind blown, Mr. Sir, because in a little town known as, I don't know if it's little, sorry if you live there. So in Fort Keogh, Montana, there was a snowflake, not a grapple is what it's called, a group of snowflakes. When you see snowflakes all clumped together, you know, it's more than one kind of in a, more of like a
I've seen that.
Flake cluster falling down. That's known as a grouple, apparently, or grapple. Yeah, grapple. But this singular large snowflake was not a grapple. And in the 1800s, unfortunately, I don't have a picture because of how far back it was, there was a snowflake recorded and verified that was, you ready for this? Okay. 15 inches across and 8 inches thick.
What?
Yep.
Holy
the size
crap.
of a flipping frisbee.
You could do that.
Welcome to death if that was falling near you.
Right? I hope they didn't have a bunch that size. Or
right.
I hope they did have a bunch that size. That would be cool.
Yeah, well, I did find some pictures, as I will throw up here, of snowflakes that are like in the 5 to 6 inch range. Some of them maybe even 7. It's kind of hard to gauge from just Google and just seeing a picture. But
that is so cool, actually.
Yeah, you think about that lake effect I was talking about a minute ago. Montana is kind of right in the brunt of that. It makes sense that's kind of where it would happen, there in Montana. But still hearing it, it's there's no freaking way. A frisbee? A freaking dinner plate. The size of my computer screen. Bigger than my face.
Yes. Wow. That's awesome. I hope to see one someday.
Yeah, I hope to see one at a distance someday.
Cool.
Not coming from the sky.
I wonder when it floats down. It probably doesn't float down like a normal snowflake. It probably just spins out of the sky like a frisbee too.
I don't want to find out that part firsthand because that sounds dangerous. Insert Captain America throwing his shield. All right. Do you have anything for us, Mr. J-Time?
So the other day on my throne, thought popped into my head, and the thought was, how big is the biggest worm? The biggest worm, it turns out, is called the giant Gippsland earthworm. And guess where it's from, Zach?
Gippsland? Let's see. I'm going to say Gippsland. I'm just kidding. I'm going to assume either Australia or Texas.
Correct.
Am I even close?
No. Yes, it's Australia, like most things big and scary. But as you can see from the pictures, these things are friggin' huge. They regularly can get up to 6.5 feet long. During my research, though, I also came across another kind of big worm. Cue picture. This is the Diactophyme renale, probably renale, but is commonly referred to as the giant kidney worm, and it is a parasite that is found in the kidneys of mammals that eat fish. So this 3 foot, 3 inch long parasitic worm could be living in your kidney right now.
That is entirely disgusting.
It is entirely disgusting. And I hope that I never have a run-in with this or any other parasites, but especially this one, because this is the largest parasite in existence. I also thought it was interesting that the largest parasite is a worm, and it is exactly half the length of the largest actual worm. 6 foot 6 inches and 3 foot 3 inches.
Okay.
Fun fact.
The more you know.
So, right. So that's all I have there. Do you have anything else for us?
Oh, yes, I do. Hopefully this is more interesting than snowflakes falling on your head.
Hey, that was a pretty good one. I'm excited now for Frisbee snowflakes.
So, I was watching Finding Nemo with my daughter, and question popped into my head. You know, these fishes, they're like talking to each other and stuff. And every fish that I've ever had in a fish tank, yeah, they didn't do that. So, I was wondering, do fish make noise? And turns out they actually do. Like, I thought fish were like kind of like dumb.
Right.
They just swam around, not really communicating other than, you know, swimming faster or slower. But fish actually do make noise. They do it in 2 main ways. One of them is by oscillating their swim bladders, the thing that makes them float up and down.
Really?
And it's like sonic muscles. They call it drumming. So these muscles in their swim bladder literally drum on the swim bladder, creating like, I mean, they're like, got their conga drums going on, you know what I mean?
Wow.
So, and the other one, it's called stribulation, which is similar to a cricket rubbing its legs against its body or however it makes noise. It's the same concept, but it's with their fins and the bones in their fins kind of close to their body down there. They use that to make noise similar to a cricket.
Wow. That is really cool. I had no idea. So Finding Nemo was any kind of accurate, we would just hear a bunch of clicking and drumming. That
right. Well, it reminds me of
which would actually
this,
be pretty interesting.
Right? Well, it reminds me of when I did have a fish tank. There was this big yellow fish that I do not remember what kind of fish it was, but it was kind of like the apex predator of this fish tank. It was like always fronting like it's the alpha, swimming around. Like you got close to this fish tank, it would like dart up to the glass and then like put itself sideways.
Right.
Like right up against it, going like following you, making sure you knew it was there and it was in between you and the other fish. And every time I saw that fish doing it, its fins were like going crazy, like its side fins. And now, like I know this information. That thing was like, everybody, I got you back.
Screaming at you?
Yeah. You best get out of here, buddy.
Wow, that is really cool. I had no idea.
Yep, so fish are not dumb.
No, they're not. I do know that fish also communicate to each other with color.
Similar to like a cuttlefish, or like other fish can do it too?
Well, I mean, there are some bioluminescent fish that flash their lights, and different fish have specific capabilities in their eyes that can either the sensitivity level or picking up different wavelengths of light to be able to distinguish in between colors of their similar breeds of fish. Also, the way they flip their tails and how that manipulates light and all that.
Well then, so fish are actually super smart. Like, get out of here, dolphins. You're not the second most intelligent. Screw you.
Right. Wow.
So hit a like if you like this episode of Throne Thoughts, and subscribe if you want to hear more of this incoherent ranting. And the next time you're sitting on your throne and a thought pops into your head, go ahead and throw it in the comments below, and maybe we'll put it into a future episode.